Good morning. Today's gonna be a bit of a different day. Usually we're out doing things during the day and then I come back and start working in the evening into the late night. But we have friends in town actually. Some really good friends from back home are doing their very first trip to Japan and they're in Tokyo right now. So we're gonna meet up with them tonight, take them to karaoke and have dinner. And that means I'm working during the day today, which is a nice change actually. I'm heading out very early. It's just almost 7:30 now and I'm trying to get to a Starbucks just around the corner, get a good seat in there and then get as many hours in there as possible this morning. And then this evening we're gonna go to Shibuya station, meet our friends at Hachiko, which is a statue we'll show you later. And that's a famous meeting place for the locals. A lot of people will come meet there and then go and head out for dinner or festivities in Shibuya. So it should be an interesting evening and I'm hoping to have a productive day. So let's get over to Starbucks before it gets too busy. Starbucks was a success. I was there for a good 3 hours, got quite a bit of work done, and have gone back home and picked up Nicole. So we're heading out to grab some lunch. It's almost 11:30 and feeling pretty hungry actually. And we have something in mind at the station that we want to grab and bring back home. So we are going to head there now. So we just popped over to the train station to pick up some onigiri, rice balls. There's a place right behind me here that does really fancy rice balls, unlike the ones you can get at the convenience store, which are also really good, but these ones here have a little bit more fancy toppings or fillings. So we're gonna go in there, pick some onigiri, and then head home and show you what we got. And we are back!
I'm totally taking credit for the absolutely fabulous lunch that we have in front of us.
It was your idea. I was sitting at Starbucks there, 2.5 hours in, starting to get a little bit hungry. And I was thinking about lunch pretty much right when you messaged me like, want to get onigiri for lunch? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to get onigiri for lunch. That was a great idea. Because we've been passing this place every time we walk in and out of the train station and thinking about it. And it's the same chain we had on the previous trip. Yes. And they were really good. So we were both starting to crave onigiri from this shop.
I like this onigiri place because it's a deluxe onigiri.
Yeah.
They're a couple steps above the convenience store ones that you like.
Yeah.
And they are hefty. Look at the size of this sucker. It's heavy too. So I got the one that is the one that they've been pushing. It's their deluxe one. It's with their special mushrooms. I don't know what kind of mushrooms it is. It's not the shiitake or oyster or king mushrooms that we usually see. It's a special like woodlands one.
Yeah, they definitely. I wonder if it's a specialty of the chain because they also had this. Was it last year when we were here?
Yeah.
So maybe it's their specialty.
And the rice is different. It's not a white rice. They've cooked it with the mushroom and some kind of stock. So it's brown in color, but it's not brown rice. So I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, there's no giant chunk of mushroom in there. Which is
maybe it's in there somewhere.
But the rice is super flavorful. Like I said, it's not a white rice. You know what I think they did? They probably made the mushrooms into a stock and then cooked the rice with the stock.
I think you're gonna find a chunk because their picture shows a chunk. If you look at the bottom, there's a chunk.
Oh, okay.
There is chunks of mushroom in there. You didn't get gypped. I see one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're right. Very good.
So you got the mushroom one. The other one you got on your tray is the spicy cod, cod roe.
I'll try that too. I have a feeling that this is going to be my favorite one out of the two.
Yeah, so you're going to try
just because the rice is so flavorful.
Okay, I'm going to try one of mine. So I got three. I got a one with tempura shrimp embedded inside the onigiri, and one with a half of an egg, hard-boiled egg, and then for dessert I got a salted plum. So let's try the tempura shrimp.
It's a big piece in there.
There's a full-on shrimp in there. I was kind of thinking it might be chopped up or something, but no, it's a full-on tempura shrimp.
It's a big piece.
Yeah, you can see the shrimp poking out right there. And the shrimp flavor hit me immediately. Like I got that nice fresh shrimpy flavor, and then the rice kind of took over and the deep fried batter started taking over. It's good.
I'm having regrets.
Are you?
Yeah, I should have gotten 3.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about these onigiri versus the convenience store ones, so these are about twice the price. They don't wrap their seaweed or their nori with plastic, so it's touching the rice as it's sitting in their case, and so the seaweed or nori gets a little bit soft. Whereas when you get it from a konbini, they have this special packaging so that it keeps the rice and the nori separate, so when you unwrap it, the nori is super crunchy. I think I like this better, actually. I find the crunchy nori can sometimes be difficult to bite through, whereas this one with the softened nori it has a nice texture to it as you're eating.
I just find the quality of the rice is better.
That's good.
I'm going for my cod roe. Is it cod roe?
Spicy cod roe.
Spicy cod roe. So in case you guys don't know what cod roe is, well, roe in general is the eggs, the little eggs inside the fish.
The fish eggs.
Yeah, the fish eggs. So usually salmon roe is super popular here. But this is
and those are
cod
the
roe.
big bubbles.
Yeah, so these are tiny little guys.
How spicy is it?
It's pretty spicy, but the layer's not too... They don't put like so much in that it overpowers the whole onigiri. No, very good.
Is it kind of like a sriracha spicy?
No, this one is more of a... It hits you at the tongue right away, and then it dissipates very quickly. The rice quality is very, very good.
Like they're nice and thick too.
Yeah. I really enjoy the rice, and I do like the soft seaweed that goes around it. I think I prefer it soft over crunchy as well.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna try one of my next ones. I'm gonna try the egg onigiri. So you can see it here. You can see the shape of the egg and a little bit of the egg poking out right there. So it's not in the center of the rice ball. The rice isn't completely around the filling. And it looks like there's some bits of other stuff here in the bottom of the rice.
Was that one with the premium ones?
Yes, I think so.
So I think we each got a premium onigiri. So mine was the mushroom and yours is the egg.
My egg and tempura were the same price. So your
oh yeah.
Your mushroom
Was by far the
was
most
280,
Yeah.
280 yen. Then my tempura and my egg were 240 yen. Your cod roe was 200 yen, and then my salted plum was 170 yen. So these 5 onigiris cost 1130 yen.
It's very enjoyable.
I will put the conversion in Canadian here. So it's not a bad meal.
No.
You know, in terms of
You need
cost
stuff to round it out though.
Yes.
I think I need something to round it out.
Let me try this. I thought I was going to try this. It's a soy sauce marinated egg. And there are little bits of, I think, some kind of meat. Maybe pork meat in the rice itself. It's almost a weird sort of breakfast onigiri, kind of like a bacon and eggs. Yeah, it's good.
I can't imagine not liking onigiri because if you're coming to Japan and you want to ease your way into the cuisine, like I think onigiri is a very good start because it's very simple. And unless you don't like rice, then forget it. But if you like rice, then this is a really good way to ease yourself into the Japanese dining experience.
Yeah, you're right. It is a really good entry point into Japanese cuisine. You can get some pretty mild fillings, like the cod roe, I'm sure would scare a lot of people off. The mushroom's pretty accessible.
Yeah.
They have roasted salmon, which is just kind of like salmon that's been cooked in the oven, and it's not super flavored in other ways than just the salmon flavor. So there are good entry points.
Yeah, especially if you're vegan and you're in a pinch looking for vegetarian food, you can always find a vegetarian type of onigiri.
Yeah, totally. So this has been a really good idea. I think this will be happening again. And I decided to wash my onigiri down with a Boss coffee, another canned coffee. This is a 7-Eleven branded Boss coffee. So they've done some kind of collab together. And it is a certain flavor, which I do not know what it is.
For all canned coffee lovers,
Yes.
that's the flavor. If you like coffee, then this is it.
I'm not sure. They show a map with a star on it. So I'm not sure if that is denoting where this is from or roasted or I don't know. But let's give it a try. It looks pretty dark, so it's not probably an overly creamed sweet Boss.
Do you have to shake these cans first before you drink them?
Mm-hmm. No, it's pretty sweet, but it is relatively dark.
How does it compare to your favorite of all time, the cafe au lait?
Nothing compares to my favorite of all time, cafe au lait. I've seen it sitting there on the shelf many times so far this trip, and I've said, let's try something different. But I will be falling back to my old favorite very soon. All right, let's finish up lunch, and then I gotta get back to work. Work day is over. That is a good feeling today because it's only about, what time is it now? 5 o'clock, just before 5 o'clock. And we're heading out to meet those friends I mentioned earlier that we're gonna go have karaoke with and then dinner with. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to karaoke. It's always a good time. Elevator's here. And what's going to be different about this one, obviously, is that there'll be more people, more music, and since Nicole doesn't drink, I usually don't drink when we go to karaoke, but my friend drinks, so there will be some drinking. You're in a poncho!
I'm ready for the rain!
It's raining out. Unfortunate. Look at that. Poncho.
Poncho.
What the heck? We'll get some better views of the poncho outside as we're walking. We've decided to head to Meijiro Station again tonight because I love the walk along the train tracks and getting to watch all the trains zipping by. This is our first outing so far during rush hour, so not only are there a ton of trains going by, there are a ton of people. Rush hour in Tokyo. A pretty quick trip for us on the Yamanote line over to Shibuya Station, and we successfully navigated the labyrinth to the Hachiko exit where we found the famous statue of Hachiko and eventually our friends. First up for the evening is karaoke, and we decided on Big Echo, a large chain of karaoke establishments you can find all throughout Japan. If you've only ever experienced karaoke in the West, you might be surprised how it's done here in Japan. I always associated karaoke with a bar where you'd have to get up in front of everybody and perform and participate. But here you get a private room just for you and your group, and it makes for a much funner experience. Let's check in and see how Nicole and Cheryl are getting on. Ouch, that's enough of that. After karaoke, it was time for some dinner, and we took Cheryl and Phil to one of our favorite tonkatsu restaurant chains and had some spectacular food. A great evening out, but we had to say our goodbyes and head back home.
3 hours of belting out tuneless, rhythmless music at the top of my lungs has taken its toll.
I think we know better these days, though. Like, the first time we did karaoke many trips ago, I remember us very cautiously going into the karaoke place.
We were timid.
Timid, yeah, that's the right word. And only getting half an hour. And then we were in there for a couple hours.
I think we were there for 3 hours.
I don't remember.
When we came out, it was dark.
Yeah. They call you on the phone when your time's almost up, and we just kept saying half an hour, another half an hour. and we were in there for a long time. But this time we weren't sure if our friends were going to enjoy it. We had a feeling they would, but we weren't quite sure. So we just went in for an hour to start, and we extended that an hour twice. So we were in there singing our lungs out for a good 3 hours, and it was a lot of fun. I think they had a really good time.
They had a really good time. I don't know what it is about karaoke in Tokyo or Japan that makes it so fun, because there is karaoke at home, we never go, but here we just unleash.
At home it's not the same. I mean, here you come, you get your own room,
They bring you food
you
and
can
drinks.
order food and drinks, which we did tonight. I don't usually order alcohol when just you and I go, but tonight Cheryl drinks, so I did order, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And then afterwards we went for tonkatsu with them,
Yes.
and they enjoyed that. I think that was really good. So overall, really good evening. We ignored you a little bit, but I think our friends enjoyed not having to worry so much about figuring
Being on
anything
camera.
out,
Yeah.
and we just took them around. So we are going to head back and get to bed. I'm actually going to go to sleep early tonight. It's about 11 o'clock, and hopefully I'll catch up on my sleep.
I can't wait to get to bed. I'm so sleepy.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it for us
I'm
tonight.
tired, yeah. So we'll say goodnight for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. We don't have any plans for tomorrow or Friday, but we'll figure something out and bring you along with us. So we'll see you. Thanks so much for joining us this week. We hope that you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you want to continue following our adventures in Japan, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss a future episode. We'll see you next week.